me tell you. I'm like, I can't tell you how much I have actually. I'm gonna get choked up. I've actually cried the last 2 days. You're allowed. Crazy. All right, so I just realized that I haven't actually recorded anything since I got to Japan. Um, yeah. So I got in last night. Everything went smoothly. Took a cab out here. I didn't realize that the cabs were so expensive, but oh well, it is what it is. I feel good. I'm congested. I realized, I think, a few things. I think some people at the show in Hawaii were sick, so I probably caught something, a little bit of a something from them, but I don't feel bad. But I think where most of this is coming from, honestly, is from doing my spray tan. Because I was breathing in that tanner for a couple of hours. So I realized that when I was talking to Fran at dinner on Saturday night. So when I go to spray myself this coming weekend, I'm going to get a mask, so I'm not breathing that in. I realized I don't think I lost my voice from screaming and stuff like that. I think it was from all the particles. So that made me congested. I don't feel sick, so I don't think that that's the issue. I just think it's just a matter of just getting all that junk out of my system, all that out of my lungs and everything. So anyway, everything's been going good so far. I feel like I'm all over the place because I need to get like ice for my food. Got my food in, no problem. I've got everything that I need. I've got a few things I got to pick up, like some lotion and razors and stupid stuff like that. I am going to get a jacket because it's a little colder than I thought it was going to be here. I just don't want to actually get sick, so I'm going to go buy a jacket, and then I'm going to go walk to Gold's Gym, because Gold's Gym is like, I don't know, 15-minute walk from here, so I can get my steps in, see a little bit of Tokyo while I do that. So far, I really enjoy the city itself so far. It's very clean. People have been very nice everywhere I go, so I've been saying it's kind of like New York City, but nicer and cleaner, so I can't go wrong with that, right? Been really happy with the accommodations. This particular hotel, it's like they have something different on every floor, so my floor has laundry, so I'm going to actually do laundry because I've got lots of tanning clothing and stuff like that. I'm going to do laundry later today. And they've got, the ice machines and stuff on the next floor, and then on the 9th floor is the fitness center, which the fitness center is just cycle, bikes, and like a set of dumbbells. That's it, but hey, it is what it is. But it's kind of cool, how they have it all set up here. It's like a boutique kind of hotel, and has everything you need. One of the things I thought was funny was, I turned on the TV and they don't have anything, no English channels. It's all Japanese channels. But it's just those stereotypical crazy game shows you see in sitcoms and stuff from these American shows, and depicting what they have here in Japan. And in reality, that is actually what they have here in Japan. I wasn't expecting it, so it's just funny. It's just these random game shows of people eating stuff and throwing stuff at each other and screaming at each other and everything. It's a stereotypical sitcom Japanese game shows. They really do exist. So they call them stereotypes for a reason, right? So anyway, I'm gonna go find Gold's Gym so I can go train and get all that done. I plan on doing some sightseeing today. Gonna do a sightseeing tour tomorrow. Gonna do Mt Fuji and stuff after the show, so I can take a full day trip to do that on Monday after the show. And yeah, gonna make the most of my time here. So let's go. second full day in Japan. Woke up this morning, new low weight with my check-ins. Tie-ins are in. I am like beyond happy with my physique right now. Yeah, last week was frustrating and everything, but I just didn't give up, and now I'm really excited about the direction that we're going for this coming week. So, after checking in, I booked a walking tour, which I'll put in a bunch of footage from that so you guys can see that. Went around the city with Alberto from Barcelona, and he showed me all the cool places to go check out. Didn't actually go into a lot of these places, he just showed me where to go. So I walked around the city for like 3 hours. To be honest, it was a lot of walking. So I've already got 12,000 steps in for the day, and it's only 1 o'clock and I haven't trained yet. So I just actually text Jamie to see if she wants me to back down a little bit on cardio. She already backed my cardio down a little bit because she had me at 90 minutes, and I told her I was doing this walking tour. So she took it down to 60. So if I don't hear from her, because it's late in Arizona right now, if I don't hear from her, I'm just going to go ahead and do the 60 minutes. Worst case scenario, we just don't do cardio tomorrow. You know what I mean? I can't get the time back, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go train, and then we meet up with Carrie from the UK, Bikini Pro. So years ago we did a preview podcast for the Olympia, so I've known her for a while. Never actually met her in person, but she's here competing at this show too. So once we both get done with our training, we're both going to meet up and maybe go grab a coffee or something like that this evening. And that'll be my day tonight. I saw so many cool things today, though. I'm so excited. Like, tomorrow I'm going to spend the day going back to some of these places and actually going in and checking them out and, like, shopping a little bit. And they have these cafes where you can pay to play with, like, dogs and cats and ferrets and all this kind of stuff. So I'm going to do that for sure. Going to do that 100%. But yeah, so far this has been really cool, like a really cool experience. I really, really like Tokyo. I wasn't sure what to expect here, but it is probably the most peaceful city I've ever been to in my life. So it's just different. I love it. So with that, I'm gonna go get my glute training in, get my cardio in, and get rolling. I'll do some posing tonight too. I got to get that done as well, and yeah. Excited for the rest of the week. I'm going to also book a tour to Mt Fuji, but I'm not going to do that for right now. I'm going to do that next week because that's going to be a lot of traveling back and forth, and I don't want to do that until after the show's over with. And it's a day trip, so I'm going to do that after the show, probably Monday. All right, guys, that's it. I'll be back later.
Hey! Like a circle here, which is things like a Japanese flag.
It's a what? So yeah.
It's like one digit, like almost wide, and has a circle in the zipper.
Oh.
It seems like a Japanese flag.
Oh yeah. How cool. I think he thinks I have food. Hi.
Alright guys, we're live. Waiting here for Jordan to join me. There we go, I got you. What's up? Alright guys,
How are you?
I'm good.
Good morning and good night to me.
I know, right? It's 10 a.m. over here, it's 8 p.m. over there.
It's 10 a.m. over there. Yes, it is 8:01 p.m. here.
Yeah. It's surprisingly, I haven't had a hard time with adjusting to like all the different time zones. So I think part of it is because I wasn't really in Hawaii for a long period of time. So, and I had to like I was saying on the last podcast we talked about, like I'm already a late night person. So like when I got to Hawaii, it wasn't like a big adjustment. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Then when I left there and got here, it's a 13-hour time difference. So I am 13 hours ahead of you. Right? Is that right?
So right now it's Thursday
14,
there.
14 hours ahead, whatever it is. Yes,
Yeah.
it's Thursday.
Yeah.
So it's technically it's Thanksgiving here.
Happy Thanksgiving, Shawn.
I know, right?
So wait. So while you're drinking coffee,
It's tea.
exactly.
Yeah.
Tea,
Mhm.
I'm drinking wine.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
This is so weird.
I know, right? Well, it's funny because like
Clean.
I went on a walking tour yesterday, and the guy, you hire a guide and they take you around the city, right? So he's like showing me all these places to go to eat, and I'm like, I can't do any of these things right now. But I'm like, I can afterwards. I can afterwards.
You're going to be spending 3 nights after your show?
So no, the show's on Sunday because they have the amateur Olympia is attached to it as well. So they have the amateur on Saturday, and then
Okay.
the pros are on Sunday. So we'll get done Sunday night, and then I'm staying until Tuesday. So I do have a couple of days to kind of go around. Tuesday afternoon is when I'm staying till. So I actually will gain a day coming back because of the time difference again. So yeah, so it's fun
Are
times.
you bummed you're missing Thanksgiving, like you and Dan, or you
Not-
okay?
Not really.
Okay.
I love Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong. That's usually the one meal a year that I actually cook. Usually, but I don't know. I posted something in my story the other day where it's like you don't need a special occasion to celebrate your life and like to do things like that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I could have Thanksgiving any day. You know what I mean? Like just like people talk about how you shouldn't give flowers because it's Valentine's Day. You should just give flowers because you want to give flowers. The same kind of thing. So yeah, I mean it is what it is. I'm missing Thanksgiving, but it's not like I don't know. I just don't have that sentimental, I guess, attachment to it like that. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
No, I
it's
get
like
that.
180 from New York. It is so different.
Hustle and bustle.
But anyways, so like when you go to the gym, I've been walking there every day, and if you've worn your shoes outside, you can't wear them in the gym. So I've had to rent shoes every day. I have to rent shoes that are in the gym. And like when you go into like the locker room area, you can't wear shoes at all. So you have to take your shoes off before you even step into the locker room area. It's just everything, everywhere you go is super clean. Like I've never been to a city where I see people scrubbing the wall, like the walls of like the streets. Like they're sitting there scrubbing stuff. Like it's everything's clean. So you walk in the gym and like they have all these really strict rules. Like like any other gym, they tell you not to drop weights and things like that. But there's no screaming, there's no yelling, there's no talking, there's no loud music, there's no cell phone use, there's no outside shoes, there's no photos in the gym. I snuck the selfie. I made sure nobody was in my picture in the background. I snuck the selfie.
Well then.
Yeah, I was in the back corner. I was like, I snuck the selfie. I gotta make it happen. They actually have designated selfie spots. Like they have 2 spots in the gym that says selfie spot or whatever, where you can actually take a photo. Like that's it. And like the locker rooms themselves, like they have the Japanese culture is really big on like spas and saunas and bath and all that kind of stuff. So they have all of that kind of stuff in the actual locker room itself. And like you can't have visible tattoos, which I thought was interesting. And then I found out why. The guide yesterday, he told me why. So the reason why you can't have visible tattoos is because here in Japan, the only people that have tattoos are the mafia. So like they just don't want that. They don't want that in their gym. You know what I mean? So
The riprap and the crossing
Yeah.
of...
yeah. So it's just like they have
You
like
don't have any that you have to cover, do you?
I have it on my lower back, but it's not like
But if you covered.
yeah. Even with my high-waisted pants, it covers them. So it's there. I have a total of 5 tattoos, but they're all in places that are easily covered. I did that on purpose. So. So yeah, so it's not a problem for me, but there's that. It's just again, everything is so like, you know how you go to a gym and like they have like one spot on the wall where they have like all the disinfectant and stuff, right? Well, they have it on every single machine here. Like they have a bottle and like wipes on every single machine. So it's like
Tokyo. Drew's here.
yeah. It's I mean
How clean they are.
I've never been anywhere that is so clean. So clean. Like, you know, and it's a city, and it's an old city, and like there's old buildings and stuff like that here, and it's clean. Like that, when I walked into the hotel, it smelled good. You know, like stuff like that. Like, you know, like I said, everything is so clean, and like part of me wants to try some of the sushi and stuff like that now because I could have fish. You know what I mean? But I also don't want to risk it. So I've got my own food and everything.
You look really damn good right now.
Oh my god! Let me tell you, I'm like. I can't tell you how much I have actually. I'm gonna get choked up. I've actually cried the last 2 days.
You're allowed. Yeah, it's literally the best you've ever looked. I was blown away by your photos this morning, or this evening.
Well, I'll literally sit here and I'm doing it right now, and I'll start thinking about it because Hawaii obviously did not go according to plan, and it was really tough because I knew even like 2 days out from the show, I'm like, this sucks. Like Thursday night was when the PMS symptoms started coming on, and I was like, oh my god, like I was in so much pain, and I was like, I can't hold my stomach in, I can't hit my poses, I can't do any of this, and I was just like, this is bad. And that was when I texted Jamie, I was like, I think I'm gonna get my period like tomorrow, and I did. Like as soon as I woke up, boom, there it was. And I was like, fuck. So, you know, we were preemptive about it, and we started diuretics on Thursday because she saw the water retention coming on. And I was like, I don't know what I can do at this point. So we started the diuretics, and Friday it was just like, bleh, my whole physique was just like, bleh. And I'm just like,
well, what do we do now? Yeah.
I mean, what can I
write
do?
it out. Yeah.
I mean, what can I do? The only thing I can do is I can hope that I can pull some of this water off. That's all I can do. And so we still fed into the show, and I fed up until Friday night, and then Saturday morning I ate nothing because my stomach was just hurting so bad. Anytime I ate anything, my stomach hurt. So all I did was a rice cake with some jelly and salt. That was it for my pump up before I got on stage. And even at that, like when I got back to the room, I had a meal and my stomach hurt. And Jamie was like, "Are you okay to not eat until finals, just so that you're not in pain?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I'm like, "I'll just."
How much time did you have in between prejudging and finals?
So prejudging was at 8 a.m. We were off stage by like 9:30, because it started with the classic and wellness, and then us, and then. Finals started at 4. Yeah, finals started at 4. So we were on stage at like 5 or something like that. So yeah, so but like I wasn't hungry. I was like I was more concerned that my stomach hurt so bad. You know what I mean? So it was literally like the worst possible timing because yeah, I got my period on Friday, but the worst day for me is always that first 24 hours. So going into the show, I was still in that first 24 hours. And I was like, it wasn't even the look that was the problem. It was the feeling. I just felt like shit. And there was nothing I could do. You know, there was nothing I could do about that. I took Midol, all the stuff that's even worse because that's even more diuretic. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is. So all things considered, when I got off stage, I was like, you know, honestly, I'm really happy with my shape. I'm really happy with my size. I've got water all over my body, and you can see it. I said, the positives are I've definitely grown, and I've definitely, you know, added shape and all of the things that I wanted to add and things like that. So I was like, I got to look at the positive. I said, because this isn't the last show. You know, Japan is the last show. So to be honest, the whole day I felt like shit, and it wasn't fun. You know what I mean? But that night after finals, I almost didn't go get my feedback because I was like, I already know what my feedback is going to be. I already know what they're going to tell me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what's the point?
And you're like, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what's the point? I'm like, it is what it is. So, but I'm glad I went and talked to him because it was actually very motivating because he looked at me and he goes, you know, you're a tall girl. He goes, but you got the size. He's like, you got the shape, you got the structure, you got the muscle, you got everything that you need. You just need to be tighter. You just need to be more conditioned. And I was like, well, yeah, I knew that. I was like, as far as the conditioning part, I knew that part. I was like, but it made me motivated because that's the first time that I've ever had a judge tell me I have enough size. I'm always been told I need more size, need more size, need more size, need more size, need more muscle, need more muscle, need more muscle. And this was the first time I was told I didn't. So I was like, I'm really, really glad that I went and got the feedback, just because that one little piece was like the kick in the ass. You know what I mean?
That's what you needed to help push you to get ready for this show and not get down. And,
exactly. Yeah. And I said to him, I said, well, I was like, I just got my period. I said, I went up 4 pounds in less than 2 days. I said, that's why I'm not as tight as I would like to be right now. And he goes, he's like, it's funny you say that. He's like, because the first thing I thought when I saw you is it looked like you were leaner than you were actually showing. And so I was like, yeah, pretty much. And like the other, honestly, I'm not familiar with these judges. The other lady that was there with him, he looked at her and he goes, yeah, she knows what you're talking about. So I'm assuming she must have had an issue with period water retention and stuff like that in the past too. But it was.
Shawn, remind us how tall you are again. We have somebody asking.
Yeah, I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9".
5'9".
Yeah. So.
Okay.
And when
it's much harder to see muscle and fullness on a 5'9" frame, which is why Shawn knew going into the show, getting her period, it was going to be a little wonky. Period, and it literally came as she expected, but. I don't think what you were expecting was how bad you felt with how the stomach, the cramping, and not being able to draw on the abdominals. That nothing's gonna fix that. That just is what it is.
And it's just like, and part of it too is the anxiety mixed with it. You know what I mean? Like, I think if it was a normal day and a normal period and a normal menstrual cycle where I didn't have that added pressure of the show, I don't think it would have affected me as badly physically. But your body goes into hyper mode when you're doing these shows. It goes into this fight or flight kind of mode when you've got all the nerves and the energy and all that stuff flowing, and it's just so. I think that exacerbated the symptoms. I think it made it worse. Just that fact of knowing that like I have a better physique than what I was showing. I have a better look than what I was showing, and it was just like, man, this sucks. I'm like, but at the same time, in the back of my head, I was like, I'm glad it's happening now because it's going to be gone for Japan, and I'll be fine when I get to Japan. I kept thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, I got another show. I knew this was going to happen at some point. I'm glad it's happening now, so that it's done, and I don't have to worry about it the rest of the week. Because what if I had gone through the whole travel and everything like that, and I get here and I still haven't gotten my period, and I'm like, is it going to come? You know what I mean? That anxiety aspect of it. So, there's pluses and minuses. It sucks being a female and having to deal with this stuff in general. But at least it happened when it did because it helped me to settle my mind. Helped me to get to where I'm like, okay, now I just need to put the gas pedal down for the rest of the week.
There's nothing else that you're waiting for at this point, right? You knew it was going to be over by the time you got to Japan, and hopefully bring your best.
Yeah.
And I think as of today, you are for sure to do that. I cannot wait to see you filled back out now.
I know. Well, so even yesterday's check-ins were good, and then this morning I was like, holy shit, I have like the actual like drops in my hamstrings. They're there. Yeah. Like the little diamond is coming in. I'm like, oh my god, there it is. I was like, I knew it was there. I'm like, I knew I had built it. I know. I'm like, I knew I had it there. It's just like, was like I had to go onto the other side of the fucking planet to find it, But whatever. At least I got it. I'm like, oh my god. So, again, I'm gonna go meet Carrie. They've got these cafes here where you can pay to sit and play with dogs and like drink coffee and stuff like that. So you pay by like the half hour to like play with dogs and like pigs and like little pigs and like ferrets, and like there's one with like otters, and like it's just so funny. I'm like, I'm totally doing this. And so I told Carrie, I was like, we gotta go to this cafe. I really want to go. She's like, I'm afraid of dogs. I was like, oh my god. I was like,
gotta go to a different cafe.
No. She's like, but as long as they're small dogs. I was like, it's Japan. Everything's small. It's like they're like little fluff balls. Yeah, they're small. They're tiny. So.
What are they called? Like a Pomeranian.
Yes, Pomeranians. Yep, they're Pomeranians.
That's what I envisioned.
Yep, they have Pomeranians. They have wiener dogs. They have pugs.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, they're all tiny. They're all tiny breeds. And
anybody on here wants to pay me and wants to come hang out with my golden retrievers and drink coffee.
I know. I was like, I'm definitely doing this.
Gonna go for it? Go pee. Yeah, that's that too.
one looks like an actual fox. It's making my day the way they keep going up to the thing.
Camera. It's like they know it's there.
I should put the camera in front of the keypad.
We can feel the action.
It's too funny. What's up, baby? Like, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. And you? Yeah.
Well,
Kick it off.
there's that.
It's 23, right?
Yeah.
We're not in 24 yet.
I know.
I'm losing a marker.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it.
That's good. It's already cream.
Yeah.
今日はまあ、Thank you.
Thank you.
One day out, and I know I haven't done a lot of vlogging in the last few days because I've been enjoying Japan. So currently same weight today as I was yesterday, right under 140. We increased carbs and everything yesterday, so I'm still pretty flat. I'm gonna send my pictures and stuff over to Jamie, but I have a feeling she's probably gonna feed me a little bit. Definitely fuller today than I was yesterday, but I can still go quite a ways with this fullness. So everything's going according to plan though. The only thing that I'm concerned about is I have little tan marks on my booty. So I'm gonna put a little lotion on there when I do my tan tonight, so that it doesn't adhere quite as much, because those are the areas of your body that are a little bit drier than everything else. So I do have one coat of tan on right now. I'm gonna rinse it, and tonight I think I'm gonna hand apply a coat just like I did last night, because this coat came out really good actually. So I'm gonna do it again, and then once that's dry, I'm gonna spray tan another coat on top, and then tomorrow morning I might rinse again. We'll see what it looks like. But I'm pretty like this absorbed a lot. So As long as it's not sitting on top of my skin, I'm not going to worry about rinsing. But if it is sitting on top of my skin, then I'll rinse and I'll redo. Because I've got all day tomorrow. We don't go on stage until 4, 3, something like that. In the afternoon, anyway. So yeah, so I'm just going to send these check-ins off to Jamie, see what she says, and start the day out today. We have athlete meeting at 6. So today I just got to get a pump workout in and get my food in, whatever she decides to do, and whatever cardio, whatever. So here we go, one day out.
Sign.
Oh, yeah. Sign it, yep. I do, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to speak English and Japanese. So thank you everyone for choosing Japan Pro. Actually, welcome back. And congratulations, most winning IFBB Pro, right, in Turkey. And some of them I competed with, and most of them I think knew.
All right. Perfect. Yeah.
続いてはこの選手だ。Entry number 8, Shawn from US.よろしくでございます。OK、それでは本当に楽しみ尽くしていこうか。ビートムプレゼンツジャパンプロ 行きましょう。まずはこのカテゴリーからビキニポーダウン。さあビキニポーダウン。さあ大健闘日本勢、そしてオリンピアンもこのステージに立った。そしてニュー IFBB プロデビュー戦の選手もこのジャパンプロのステージに立った。そしてさまざまなドラマストーリーが生まれているビキニポーダウン。さあ全世界からトッププロがこのステージに花を添える。ビキニ、ある意味最も体を作ってくるのが難しい審査基準でもあるこのビキニトッププロがこのジャパンプロビートもプレゼンツジャパンプロのステージに花を添える。ジャパンプロウィークエンド 3days、 いよいよ決まるぞ。ビキニのオリンピアへの切符はたったの1枚。さあビキニアスリートがこの東京渋谷に花を添えた。さあ帰ってきてくれたぞ。あの選手もこのジャパンプロのステージに帰ってきてくれた。この中で切符をつかむのはどの選手だ。ジャパンプロ楽しみ尽くして帰ろう。ビートムプレゼンツThank you。 さあすべてのビキニアスリートに皆さん大きな拍手をお送りください。 Thank you。 これがジャパンプロのステージだ。